and welcome again, everyone. My name is Daniel Garcia, and we are here with the Performer Chat podcast. I am very excited tonight with our featured guest, Deb McKee VanDril. She is a wonderful... Say hello.
Hello.
She's a wonderful musician. She's does lots of open mics and performances and bands and solos and just... I'm really excited you're here, Deb.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. When we were kind of putting this whole thing together, we kind of made a list of the people we wanted to reach out to, and you're one of them.
Awesome.
And so
Awesome.
I'm glad this worked out.
Oh, I'm honored. It should be fun.
It's going to have some fun.
Yeah.
So the way we do this, I'm going to ask you some questions, kind of start out with the who, what, where, when, those kind of, traditional questions, get to know you a little bit. And then we're going to move on to some performance-related questions, kind of see how you, because you're a performer. And we're going to find out all about your performing.
Okay.
And then you're going to perform for us. You're going to take the podcast stage.
Sounds good. Looking forward to that.
After, we'll do a little bit more getting to know you and then perform, and we'll call it a night.
Sounds cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Let's get started. Okay. So some of the quick info. Officially, what is your name and how long have you been performing?
Okay, my name is Deb McKee. I also go by Deb McKee VanDril, sometimes Deb Duke VanDril. I've been performing in the solo acoustic arena for about 7 years now.
Okay. And what kind of performer are you? Guitarist, singer?
I play guitar, I play ukulele, I play a little dulcimer, not so much out in public. It's a little hard to
Lug it around?
lug it well and plug it in and all that. And then I sing. I would consider myself a singer. The instrumentation is just to back myself up.
Mm-hmm. You're a songwriter as well, right?
And a songwriter, too. I also write
Singer-songwriter.
original material as well.
Nice. Are we going to hear some of that later?
Yes.
Awesome. We love originals. And we love when they're good originals, too. So we're really looking forward to...
I tried to pick some
performing.
seasonal things, a variety of things. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've seen you perform, and we're excited. So,
Great.
Awesome. So now where do you normally perform?
So I have an open mic that I host every Tuesday, and that's at Hickory Creek Brewing in New Lenox. So that's from 6:30 to 9. I'm there every week. I set things up, got good sound system. It's a nice sounding room to play in. Have a group of regular people that come, and then always some surprise. I never know. And everyone from gigging professionals to people just getting out of the basement for the first time with their guitars. So that's my main thing. And then I'm with Bottoms Up Band.
Okay.
I've been with them for a year now, and we play all over the place. We're based out of Plainfield. That's where we rehearse.
That's right. You were saying you were rehearsing in Plainfield.
Yeah, and we just played at Crafted last Saturday. So we've got lots of fun places lined up.
I saw that, and then I forgot that, and because we actually, Corinne and I talked about trying to come out and catch the show at Crafted, because that's right off on Route 30, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back, I hope, or other places around
I'm sure
too.
you will
so
be.
we'll let I'll let you know.
Please
do. And then up until about a year ago, I was playing a lot of solo shows, and I kind of put that on the back burner just to spend more time with the band, to learn their repertoire, and just kind of make that my main act, because I still work full time. So it's
there's that, right?
But I do have a solo show coming up in January, so I do occasionally squeeze one in.
That's awesome. Well, really quick on Bottoms Up, what kind of music does the band play?
So we play country, classic rock like Journey.
It's so
era.
funny that I'm sorry, I'm
That's
old,
now
but
classic rock.
I grew up thinking classic rock was 60s.
Not
and
anymore.
this, I
No,
know.
now the 90s, the 80s and the 90s are classic rock.
I know.
So classic rock, pop, and disco. We have a whole set of disco, goes over really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like disco in the disco style, or like disco songs
like
in a rock
we
style?
do a medley, and then a couple songs that we've thrown in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a good show band. I mean, as far as go out
Yeah,
there,
we're definitely a dance party band.
something for everybody.
Yeah.
Man, now we definitely have to go.
All ages seem to enjoy us. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny with Holden. He's like, classic rock, Dad, from 1996. Like, no, it's not classic rock.
I know. It's oldies now. I mean, the 90s, when you think about it, I'm like, I'm going to play something new. And wait a minute. That's, we're talking 40 years now.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Let me perk back up here. You're bringing me down,
I know.
Deb.
No. I still like my 60s and 70s.
Oh, I love
too.
the 60s,
Yeah.
the 70s. I love it all. I
Yeah.
do. We're pretty eclectic here and try and, teach the boy to appreciate music from all decades.
Yeah.
You talked about Hickory Creek.
Yes.
Now, they call that room the submarine.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, there is a replica of a submarine. It takes up the whole entire room, hanging on the wall.
Oh, is that what it is?
And Gary, the owner, was he spent, I forgot how long he told me he spent actually on a submarine.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Presumably in
when
the
he was
Navy
service.
and not just having fun out.
and-
Okay.
Yeah, not just like a
As
yellow
people do,
submarine.
I guess.
So
yellow
somebody
submarine.
gifted him a replica of a real submarine, and it's
Really?
hanging on the wall. And you got to be careful when you're setting up your gear; you don't bump your
Knock
head
yourself on
But I move everyone forward. So
Has that happened to you? You knocked your head?
oh yeah, the first week, and then never again after that. But it's a nice sounding room. Actually, when he moved into that newer, he was originally. I think you've been out to the original.
Oh, you
place
moved since then?
We were off of Airway Road. We're on Schoolhouse Road now.
Okay.
In the old Panduit building.
Oh,
So when he
okay.
first moved there, he didn't realize that he had this extra room. So he tore down the wall, and it just sounds really cool in there. When you're in there, I like to call that like the listening room, because you're playing and you hear all the natural, the acoustics are good, and the reverb and everything. And I always tell people, if you really want to hear things really well, sit in there or sit
Really?
close to there. I try to encourage the people that are talking to sit more towards the back. It doesn't always work that way,
Yeah,
but
well.
try to create like a listening room environment, because people come with original songs and their stories, and they want them to be heard.
Oh, absolutely.
you know.
So I didn't realize we're at the, on Tuesday nights, we have a barbershop chorus that Holden and I sing in, and that
Yeah.
keeps up our Tuesdays, most Tuesdays. And
Yeah.
so we haven't been out there in a long time. So I guess we were at the old place.
I think you were at the old place. Yeah.
Okay.
I it's been a while. So
It's been
but I
last year probably.
Yeah.
But well, great. Well, some Tuesday, if we have time, we'll make it out again sometime.
I know how busy everyone is. I say every
know.
week, I'm going to go here and there, and then sometimes the couch wins.
That it depends. If Corinne and I are like, should we go? Let's stay home. And
It's
what's
cold.
on TV?
It's
Doesn't matter.
raining.
Okay, so we talked where you performed, right? Did I ask that? I'm gonna get confused and lost. Please don't make fun of me.
Oh, that's okay.
I've got a cheat sheet and I still get lost in what I'm doing.
That's
and
all right.
We point that out at every opportunity.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
With friends like this, who needs? Holden, did you say something?
I think he was just laughing awkwardly.
Don't make fun of me, Holden. I keep you supplied in guitars, boy. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah, that's not everyone has that. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, you've seen him perform.
I know. It's worth it.
It's
worth
an
the
investment. Yeah.
It's-
Well, I say that because you have a very talented son as well.
yeah.
You want to give a shout out to Liam?
Liam VanDril is my son. He's a trumpet player primarily. We use jazz band, marching band, orchestra, all through through high school. Then he didn't play for a while. After college, he came back home and started playing again. Started coming to some of the places I went to, and then actually studied to become a sound engineer and music producer. So he's kind of juggling a lot of different things right now. So yeah.
Let me say, she says he's just a trumpet player. He's not. He's an
No,
awesome,
I mean he started
awesome
started
trumpet
as
player.
a trumpet player. You're right. Oh yeah, he's always
First time I saw him, he just like blew me away. He's gonna get up there and just for him, he's just like jamming. I'm like, holy cow!
He plays some keys. He's teaching himself bass right now.
Really?
So yeah, a lot of things, juggling a lot of different.
That's awesome.
projects, so-
Well, tell me. Well, hello.
Yeah, well, and you've been to his studio. He had a
He did do
squeeze in
some.
there.
We were figuring some stuff out with Holden. Was it this year? It might have been early this year.
Yeah. I don't know. Time goes fast.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Anyway, so isn't he in a group as well?
He's in a couple different bands. He's in Los Tamales.
Yes, that's
This
the one I
is-
keep seeing.
Yeah, and a band called Coming Up. And I can't remember. He's been rehearsing every Sunday with another band, and they're writing originals. And he just
Nice.
played me something, and it's just phenomenal.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then we'll see him at an open mic. We just happen to cross paths on. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? Okay, enough about him. This is about you. This is
Right,
all about
right.
you.
But no, I am proud of,
Well, you should
we're
be.
always proud of our kids.
We are, absolutely. And he's a good one. People want to find out your next performances. What's the best place for them to do that?
The best place would be on Facebook, on Deb McKee VanDril
That's
on Facebook.
Your page, your
Yes.
musician page.
Yeah, I had a separate musician page alone, and I had a website, and I just put that all on hold. I got tired of maintaining 3
Yeah.
pages, and so I kind of put that on hold. I can open them up again if I wanted to,
Sure.
but I just was not keeping up with it.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, I just hey, just come to one place.
Well, we'll add the link to the Ken's great about adding
I had
stuff.
more followers on my personal page than I did like the separate music page. So it was
Well, you got a lot of friends.
Just maintaining that.
So yeah, okay. And then how often do you perform?
Several times a month, it ends up.
Well, obviously
Yeah.
every week with open mic.
Yeah, every week with it. But yeah, the band 2 to 3 times a month, sometimes more. Over the summer, we had a lot of back-to-back, Fridays and Saturdays. So we just, if we have an open date, we do respect, if somebody has a vacation or something
Sure.
personal, we put it on a Google Calendar so that we're not overbooking. We don't have to make 5 phone calls, 5 or 6 phone calls to everybody. So it's very well organized. But if we see an open date and we're available, we take it.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
So you're based out of Plainfield.
Yeah.
So what's your kind of performance territory? Because you said Sycamore. That's a little bit. of a
Yeah,
hike.
that's probably farther, but yeah, we were in Caneville over the summer.
Okay.
We've been out in Wilmington. We've been out in Naperville, a lot of the Lockport area.
So wherever they're going to get, whoever wants to book you, will get you there. And
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Okay. Well, bottoms up. But enough about them. We want to talk about you. I know that's an important part, but we want to talk about you.
Sure.
And we do miss you at these open mics. We used to see you all the time, and
Yeah,
things get
yeah.
busy. And
Yeah, I do want to, when I have a night off, get out to a
Yep.
couple of the key places.
when we first started out taking Holden around, you were one of the faces we saw every time
Yeah.
we'd go out. And
I think we met at Black Dog Vinyl.
Black Dog,
Yeah.
imagine that,
Yeah.
Ken. Black Dog Vinyl Cafe.
Everybody, it seems, I think everyone you've had on the show.
Yeah, they all know
there's
Black
some
Dog
connection.
Vinyl Cafe. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love them. Mike and Kathy are fantastic. I'm going to try and have Mike on as a guest at some point.
Oh, that would be
I already talked to
awesome.
him, and he's like,
Yeah.
try that out.
It's a
and,
great thing. Anybody that supports live local music,
and they do
it's
a lot.
It's great. I mean, they do several nights a week. So it's, I'm going to try to get out there. I think December 5th.
December 5th. Oh, that'd be great.
So I got that on my calendar. If nothing else.
We'll put it on the band
in
calendar so
town.
they don't try and book you
Oh,
somewhere. And-
yeah. I think we have that weekend blocked off. So, yeah. I think
well,
we're
good, because
So,
I know Corinne is going to try and perform.
I'd love
night.
that. I would love that.
She for her birthday, she
Yes.
wanted to perform at the last one, but then they had to cancel it. They had a private event mid-November, and so, but she's
Yeah.
like, she's determined. She's gonna get her ukulele. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what she's learning how to play, and
Awesome. I love the ukulele. It's, I could spend an hour talking about that alone, but yeah.
I'm sure, and she would love to hear all about it, too,
Just,
and-
I don't know, you hold it close, it feels good, just, yeah.
I get. How many ukes do you have?
I probably have about 6 or 7 or 8. I mean, that.
Holy
yeah.
cow.
Yeah, I mean, the main one, I have a Godin,
Really?
just like
A golden uke.
Holden's guitar, a golden ukulele. That's my first
Really?
one was a Cordoba. Well,
Sure,
the first
that's a
one that
standard.
was actually playable outside. I mean, like that you can plug in.
Okay,
that
electric.
had electronics on it.
pickups or whatever.
Because what got me started was I found an old one in the basement. I have no idea where it came from. I just found it, and I'm like, I'm going to tune this. And I instinctively knew how to tune it, that my
Oh.
dog has fleas. And I don't know where I learned that from, but I did because I never took lessons.
Sure, wasn't
on
like
that
John
as a
just like
kid.
sticking it down there, trying to like.
No, because he's like, you're not playing that thing. That's he thought it was a joke when I said I
Really?
was going to play. And
Why?
and in the first one, it sounded pretty horrible, but I taught myself a couple chords and I was banging along to, and I liked heavy metal, but I like,
Do you do heavy metal on the ukulele?
well, that's what I wanted to do, but I kept trying to make a ukulele sound like a guitar, and that will never happen.
yeah.
So then I gave up the Deb, why are you trying to sing metal? Sing folk. You got a folksy voice, find yourself, But
Fair enough.
But I had fun with it. But then the Godin was it was like my birthday. About after I was playing some open mics for about a year, John bought me the Godin. And
So he's come around
a couple
on
months
you.
after. Oh yeah, a couple months after he realized,
Good job,
what?
John.
I wasn't just joking, about it. I mean, my first open mic was horrible. I tried playing More Than Words on the ukulele, and
Classic rock song from Extreme, 1990 something.
And the guy, I played 2 songs, and then the guy stopped me. I'm like, I'm not finished yet. Oh yeah, you are. But it's like, take it home, put a strap on it for one thing.
Oh,
Practice,
yeah, if you're trying to,
practice, and I did. And then the next couple times I kept coming back, and it's getting more confident, and then eventually playing other places. I remember the second location I went to, I think it was Hailstorm for open mic. The first place was Danny Jack's. I went there for years.
Okay, where's that?
It was a late night. They don't do open mics anymore, but it was a Wednesday night. Started somewhere between 9 and 10, and sometimes went
late
till
one.
2 in the morning.
During the
And,
week?
Yeah, I
Holy
actually
cow.
started taking Thursdays off so that I could, accommodate that. Because eventually I started filling in as guest host. But then,
nice.
then somebody invited me to come to Hailstorm, and I don't know if you've been there. It's a little brewery and off of 186 and 80th Avenue, and like
Frankfurt?
it's Tinley, I think the address. It's a Tinley.
80th. Okay, sure. I know about where that is. Sure.
Cool place, and somebody told me that, well, in their words, I wouldn't suck the most. So it's like, well, okay. Now that you say that,
and I have had very different
you won't be the
experiences.
worst person there.
Oh, man. Actually, I don't. I'm not much of a performer in that respect. I can play drums a little bit, but that's
But
it.
you sing,
Well, I sing barbershop.
Yeah.
And I sing barbershop
That's
bass
great,
and a
though, like,
men's chorus.
the
I could do that.
harmonies and stuff like that. That's phenomenal.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
Holden can, and I promise I won't talk about him all night, but he can do that. He's got a great ear for that. He's picking up harmonies.
Yeah.
He's doing that, and so I've never performed at an open mic until
Okay.
a month or 2 ago when I took so I got a djembe.
Oh, okay.
Took it with me, and I always ask Holden, "Do you want me to bring
Yeah.
this?" Because I don't force it. He's like, "Yeah, bring it," and I actually accompanied him,
Yeah.
and I'm having fun. There was last time we were at Sable Creek, we did a song. I was on djembe, Holden, and harmony came
Okay.
out, and they did. I was like, I'm playing with Holden harmony. This is awesome.
Yeah,
because they're both
fun.
awesome. But
Fun. Yeah.
so Godin ukulele,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to look that up. I think Corinne's probably already looking it up now. What's that?
I saw that months ago.
Of course. Well, she's only got like 4 or 5. But
I have and I have these little plastic ones that I bring with when we go out of town, just so I can
just
you bang on in the car. And then I have a banjolele. That's kind of
Oh,
fun.
nice.
That's fun. So yeah, they're all over the house. Just
I know we got the same issue. Actually, again, I'm a drummer, but I got my first ukulele
Okay.
like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
a Kala basic. It's electric,
Okay.
but
Cool.
and Holden gave me one of his old guitars, and I tried.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I find the guitar. I was able to make a chord on a guitar. I am struggling making a chord on a ukulele with my fingers.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching a YouTube video trying
Yeah. I mean, it's nice because you could play some more difficult chords like jazzy or chords, but because there's only 4 strings, sometimes it's a little more doable on a ukulele than it is.
just can't get my
but it's
fingers
just
to
understanding that.
get
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, I was when I went from a tenor to trying to play a soprano ukulele. It's like, wow, this is so small, and
It's
a
a big
mandolin. I
difference
have a
with the-
mandolin too, and it's like then you're doubling up, and the frets are really tiny.
Really?
But again, a lot of the chords, are just 2-finger chords, so it's.
that. Do you have a Barry uke where you could just do the guitar?
I don't have one of those. And I played guitar when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, after I was doing my ukulele stint, and people were saying, Deb, 3 hours of ukulele with your high voice, it's a bit trebly, you may want to think about bringing your guitar back out again and lower, do a range of high and low songs, so it's not all sounding the same.
They're just
you
jealous.
learn that. No, it was good. That was good advice, and that's what I did. So I brought my guitar out, and I was intimidated at first by the guitar. It's
Really?
like, well, because there's 6 strings all of a sudden, but those when you learn as a kid, it comes back to you.
Okay.
It all comes back.
Nice. We're going to ask some questions about
All
that
right.
in a little bit.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk some performance-related questions.
Okay.
Okay. So right off the bat, what first got you into performing?
Well, I've always loved to sing, and when I was younger, I was very shy. I was I couldn't even talk to people. So, I went to a Catholic school, and the nuns would come around, and they would pick girls to sing at funeral masses and stuff that was going, and everyone wanted to do it because you got out of class, to do it. But I never got picked because, well, I didn't say like boo to people, so
They didn't know.
So nobody knew, and I was so quiet. But as I got older, my mom put me in acting lessons. First time through the Park District, then through a local community theater. And I asked for a guitar we actually took lessons from one of the nuns. Me and my mom, I think we shared a Sears guitar
Did
for
you
a
like
while.
the Dominic song? Dominic?
We did like On Top of Old Smoky
Sure.
and like stuff like that. But our church was very, the hootenanny music was coming in. So
Okay.
our songbook was essentially, like Woodstock era and Laurel Canyon era type songs,
Okay, that's good stuff, though.
I think even One Tin Soldier was in there, which was, how did that fit into, a church? I don't know. But
Well, Onward Christian
Carpenters,
Soldiers, One Tin Soldier, it kind of...
But so, the nuns walked around with guitars, and there was a group, and so I was in the first group as a kid. I asked for a guitar for my 8th grade graduation.
Okay.
So I got my first little Epiphone.
You're about 13 then?
I was like
Ish?
14.
14, okay.
Then after graduating from school, my mom signed me up to sing in the high school group, and I could have.
Really?
I could have never done that on my own. She got me, she's like, "You're going here," It's like,
thanks, Mom.
Yeah. And then my friend's mom took it over a couple years later. But that was kind of, I never went anywhere without that guitar,
Nice.
So yeah. Then I put it on the back burner. And when I was 37, my kids wanted to audition for Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat,
Okay.
A local community theater production. I brought them, and we're sitting around for dinner after their audition, and John's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I used to do that kind of stuff, He's like, "Well, are you still interested?" "Well, tonight's the last night for adults to audition." He's like, go. And I went and I grabbed my little jazz shoes and I sat in the parking lot, and it took me forever to go in there because
Just to get the
I'm
nerve
looking
up
at
to-
all the other people. I'm like, oh, they're so much younger than me. Now I was 37. That was, I'm 60 now. So that was.
You are not 60 now.
Yes, I
Oh my
am.
gosh.
So that was like 23 years. And I thought it was old then, but then I realized, no, there were people my age, and,
But
and anyway, that started like a 5-year stint of community theater.
Nice.
Then I went back to work full time, and
you're a nurse?
yeah. I'm in. I audit medical records right now for a hospice
Okay.
company, but I'm still a nurse, an RN. But yeah, I haven't touched a patient in
probably
like 17 years. I don't know how
That's
long
probably
it's been.
okay thing. There's yucky stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been there, done that.
Had kids.
So
done with it.
right. But no, it's been a great career. And then I work at home, so that's what enables me to
nice.
get out. So yeah, then I started going to a friend from theater was hosting an open mic, stopped in there. He sang a couple songs here and there with some people, and that's when I decided, okay, meanwhile I was strumming along on that little basement ukulele, and that's
Nice.
when we were at Frankfurt has a bluegrass festival every year.
They do from Down Home Guitars.
Well, yeah,
don't they-
and I went into Down Home Guitars, and that's when I bought my first real ukulele that I can plug in, at
Nice.
Cordoba. And so I showed up started playing then, and then after about maybe a year and a half, I was playing at an open mic and somebody said, "Do you have enough material for 3 hours?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do," because I just was playing all the time. So that's when I did my first show. That'll be coming up on 7 years ago in February.
Very
So,
nice. Let's give a shout out to Down Home Guitars in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
We've been there a couple times too.
Yeah.
And they're a really nice store.
Oh yeah.
And if you're in the area, check them out. Really nice stuff there. And they're nice people too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow. I didn't know this about you. I mean, I met you. We talk at, some of the open mics and, we around. And But wow, I'm learning all sorts of fun things. So were you always from this general area, the Frankfurt area? Or
I grew up in Hazelcrest.
Okay.
I don't know if you know.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Well, that's where I grew up. And then when we first got married, we lived in New Lenox.
Okay.
And then we bought the house in Frankfurt, which you've been to. Which the interesting thing with that was Dennis DeYoung's house that John's parents bought in the 70s, late 70s, just as they were getting famous from Styx. I know.
You said the name.
You're
I'm like, I know this
Dennis
name,
DeYoung
but I'm
from Styx.
old. What is it?
So they knew somebody famous had lived there, but they didn't know the name until after they had moved in. So I always say, like, here's a pitch. If anyone wants to buy that house, talk to me.
Dennis DeYoung.
If you're an
Deb
obsessed
McKee.
fan and you want, And anyway, we've been there for 30 something years, but house needs work. When you
It's a nice house. I didn't know that. Nobody gave us the historical tour when we were there.
Liam didn't. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Man. But that's where we've been for 30. Yeah, a little over 30 years now.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not an original Chicagolander. I'm from out west a little bit, like past DeKalb, Sterling Rock Falls, that kind of
cool.
rural area. Grew up
Yeah.
out the outside of a small town, and so.
Okay.
But I've been to Chicagoland the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And Corinne's a South Sider. She grew up around the Midway area.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And so.
Yeah. Well, you're in a good spot here for the music community. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how there's a nice, and again, Black Dog Vinyl was our first, but just here and also in New Lenox where you're at, and the brewery, the Lockport, there's several things. Romoville, we're trying to get out to different open mics.
Definitely.
It's a nice community.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite performance memory?
I think one of my favorite memories is in 2019 we went to Nashville. We were going there almost every year. John usually had some sort of training for work. A couple times we went on our own for concerts and stuff like that. But I had decided I'm going to try to play some of my original songs in some of the singer-songwriter nights.
Nice.
So there's I had a friend, Donna Frost, who's from that area, but she comes here once in a while to perform. But we somehow got connected on social media. So she sent me a list of, hey, you can try this place and that place. Of course, when I got there, I tried the phone lottery for the Bluebird Cafe, which is the big place. We've heard of the Bluebird Cafe. So you get on the phone and you dial and you dial and you dial and you dial. I don't know if they've changed the system since then, but if you happen to get a recording or a voice, you can get on the list. But you dial, I think I dialed 137 times.
Holy cow.
And then the time was up. And once that list is full. So that's how they did that. So that didn't work. But there was another place, Douglas Corner Cafe, and it's gone now. So unfortunately, it didn't survive COVID. But that place was cool. They'll just take as many people that, as soon as you get in and get your name on the list,
first come, first
you're going to play. But you don't know until you walk in if you're going to play at 7 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. I was probably somewhere around 11:30
during
or
the
12
week.
During the week, yeah. But
it's Music City, USA.
It was phenomenal. They put you on stage with 4 people, and I actually met a guy from Chicago, another singer-songwriter from Chicago that goes there frequently. So that was kind of cool. And you do rounds where you play. Everyone plays one song. The next person plays. Then you come back again and play another round. Is all
originals only, or can it be a mix
Yes, all
of
originals. Yeah. And
does it have to be country, or can it be?
Oh no, it's anything.
Any
I
original
would say the majority of things that I hear at the singer-songwriter nights aren't even country style.
So that's what I want to go
It's
down
anything.
to Nashville sometime. I'm talking to
Yeah.
Corinne about maybe next year for something
Yeah.
with Holden. And I'm like, they're like, oh, it's only country there. Nothing wrong
Oh,
with country,
no,
but we're
no.
not country,
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's Music City, USA. That's
When
everything.
you go down, and you have to go down Broadway Street and all the honky tonks to get in there.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to do that, But like every subsequent trip, we would spend less time there and then more time out into the
different-
neighborhoods and finding these songwriter nights. So there was 3 different places that I played. One was kind of by accident. Donna was supposed to be playing, she wasn't there yet, so they just put me up there. They're like, "Are you song?" They just put me up there and around. I didn't even know what I was doing, But then there's another place, the Commodore, and that would be great for Holden. It's a Holiday Inn hotel, and it's on
Okay.
the west end of the city, kind of not too far from the Vanderbilt area, like
Okay.
the university. But it's they have scheduled songwriters, and then they do an open mic, I think, from 9 o'clock on. So kind of a first come, first serve if you can get there early and get on the list. That was cool. So that was just kind of a magical moment, like just playing in that environment.
Well, we're definitely going to talk if and when we do. There's like a songwriter camp for it. I think the Country Music Hall of Fame puts on and geared towards kids and youth.
Okay.
And you have to audition for it. And so a friend of ours told us about it, and we're going to maybe look into it.
Cool.
And we'll see,
Definitely.
'cause he's a
Those
songwriter.
Those are great. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be talking to you, though, about if we do go down, places to check out. And
Yeah. I'll give
be
you a
like,
list.
Deb sent us. Get us on the list. Or if your friend's down there, maybe you can go say hello to her and catch one of her performances.
She's great I'll let you know when she comes to Chicago too. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to see her when she comes into town because I'm
Always
usually playing with the
gigging
band.
with the band.
That's the drawback is you want to see so many people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I hear that. So what's the biggest challenge you have when performing?
My nerves.
Still?
Oh,
'Cause you're a pro.
It doesn't
You've been
matter.
doing this for years.
I'm
and-
all day, just. I don't know if it's better that when I work during the day, because then if I'm working and then I have to transition from the stuff I see at work,
sure,
get that
that.
out of my brain, and then, or if I'm not working, then I don't know what to do with myself. So I don't I won't clean the house because I don't want dust in my
Right.
system. There's certain things you don't do, certain things you don't eat because you don't want your stomach talking to you in front of a microphone. So there's a lot of weird things that I have to think about, and I usually spend the time going over the set list. With the band, I have everything. And this is the other thing with me is my memory. With the band, I've got everything memorized. Now, the worst case scenario, I might repeat a verse or get that happens.
Artistic
But,
license.
but it was really important for me to be able to move around and interact with the audience, and you can't do that with
Right,
a
if you're-
device right in your face, and so I was able to do that for like 70 plus songs that we rotate in and out, and when we learn
Really?
new
That
ones
large
we
a-
spend
wow.
in a show we don't do all those, but I think it
Right,
was
but
about
it's part of the repertoire.
so I go over that, during the day, okay, what is this? And I don't play guitar on every song, maybe a handful of songs. So it's like the guitar songs, especially. Okay, what is this key? And and I have to memorize that. What key does it even start?
Oh, wow. Well, what do you do in the band exactly then?
So I was brought in as a backup singer.
Okay.
And then I play a little guitar, but I do lead a handful of songs as
Nice.
well.
Well, as you should.
We do a lot of duos because we do a lot of these country man-hating songs that are duos and so yeah, I love it. It's it's really we're just a good cohesive
That sounds
group.
like a good group. It's fun.
Yeah,
They,
but yeah, my nerves. I don't care how long I've been doing this. Once I usually walk into a venue and get kind of warmed up, then I'm fine. Once I get on stage, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's the anticipating
Okay.
things all day, especially if I have to go someplace new for the first time.
Oh, sure.
Especially when it was solo, like going into a place that I played multiple times, it's like putting on an old shoe, but like a brand new place where you don't know anybody, you don't know how the people are going to be.
I imagine it's easier with the band just because you got your friends with you and you're in it together.
You're in it together, exactly.
As opposed to a solo, it's just you.
Yeah.
Wow. So with the country songs, I'm going to ask this because I've never heard this song other than what Corinna said. Apparently there's a country song called "Did I Shave My Legs for This?" Is that one that...
It's by Dina Carter.
Okay, I think I've heard that. Yeah, we don't
was
do
my
that, but
karaoke go-to in my youth.
Because she may be performing that
okay.
one at the open mic.
Awesome. Yeah. Do your favorites. That's yeah.
We're trying to get her on there. We got some ideas, and if Holden learns a song, we might do a trio on something. But nice. Okay, so what is your creative process? You're a musician, you're a singer, songwriter. What's your creative process?
So I write down phrases.
Okay.
If something hits me or something funny happens or a word even, and I just keep a running list. And it started years ago with a friend of mine. He was actually my personal trainer. We went to a lot of concerts together. We went to a lot of heavy metal concerts and stuff and things and festivals. And so anything funny that would happen, hey, that's a song title. So I had this running list of song titles, and we had it was like a little imaginary band. We actually performed one open mic set together.
Nice.
And then, life got in the way, and that fell through. You learn okay, something doesn't work, you move on to the next thing, the next project. But it was fun. We were playing like grunge kind of stuff. But I had a whole list of songs that will probably never be written. But as things went by, other things happened. And at first I used to write about other people, and because I thought, what do I have to write about? And somebody even told me that once. She's like, well, what do you have to write about? You've been married for 30 years, and isn't your life kind of mundane? And
there's
a
song in that
about that. And exactly. And I put that into there. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I have stuff that happens, it's not, but so some is autobiographical, but a lot of it's really embellished, with a lot of fiction or, what I like to say is an amalgam. This song is not about this one person. This song is about multiple people and personalities kind of collected into there, and put together. But sometimes all it takes is somebody on Facebook to put a word down and then, Deb, that would be a good song, and I'll make it a song. I even have a song about Cholula one, that I wrote. I don't know why, just
song about what?
Cholula, the hot sauce.
Oh.
I mean, just stupid stuff that probably no one will ever hear.
This is starting to make sense to me because earlier this year, Liam released something called Chow Mein or Chop Suey or something like.
I can't remember what it was, but it was.
It was a Chinese dish. And I'm like, what does that have to do with this? It was a cool little song.
But
like, what does that have to do with anything? He was probably eating that when he had the idea for the song.
Yep.
But this is making sense now where he's getting this from. He's getting it honestly.
Well, and you hear melodies. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and be hearing a melody. And if I don't record that, like get my phone and record it, I won't remember it later.
So in the middle of the night, you wake up, you grab the phone
I've done
and
crazy stuff like that too.
Does John ever be like, hey?
Yeah, I try not to let him know so that I'm not and I used to stay up a lot later. I used to, and I'd be sitting there. If he came downstairs, like, what are you doing? I'm like, writing, I'm sitting there doing nothing, but,
Now, are you an analog writer or do you do it digitally these days?
I do it all digital. I have very little stuff on paper.
Nice.
It's all on like the notes section of my phone. And then I put it into my program, a songbook that I have to organize stuff, and then add the chords, the music, or whatever. So
that's awesome. It's funny to me because we asked these questions, and when Harmony, when she was up here, we asked her a similar question. She's like, "Oh, I do everything on paper. I don't trust my phone. I don't trust this. If I do it on my phone, I back it up 3 times." I'm like, "You're Gen. I don't even know what generation she is. Z. I don't know. she's like 18 years old, 19 years
Yeah,
old. And you would
yeah.
think she'd be all over the tech, and no, she's old school.
I should. They recommend putting it on paper because it makes it more concrete.
Well, if you write it,
You know.
you tend to.
Yeah. I just don't have the time. I don't know. I don't like writing.
What do you
like
ever just
handwriting.
dictate it to it, like text to speech?
I have actually when I'm like if I'm driving somewhere, I've actually pulled over to like just say something or sing something into my phone again on the recorder part, just so I remember. Oh yeah, so I remember that.
Nice.
And
You
I
gotta
piece it together.
get something for the car, so you can just hit a button and be like,
Yeah,
inspiration mode, and then
More
like,
automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody invented that for like musicians on the go.
I don't know.
That'd be
It's
kinda
just
cool thing,
yeah. So you don't have to grab your phone because
Yeah, just
you
hit
can
a
get in
button
trouble
and-
for
Yeah.
grabbing your phone. That's why I pull over. I mean, honestly, I
Well,
will
right, yeah.
pull over because I don't touch my phone usually in the car. Yeah.
Well, we have a one of those Amazon Alexa, so you can just talk to it.
Yeah.
And usually we talk to it to like play this song or play that song.
Okay.
But you could, I
probably
bet
do
there's
something like
probably a note app for that, or Siri. I don't know if you're an Apple or
Yeah, I'm an Apple.
they may have.
Person.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Apple car. I don't know. But
Yeah. Yeah. More
inspiration.
devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so what kind of music do you enjoy?
I enjoy a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up. My parents were from West Virginia. My dad would play Johnny Cash every Sunday.
Nice.
I grew up Johnny Cash in the car. It was Johnny Cash, Tom T. Hall, Old Country, Dolly Parton.
we love
Loretta
Dolly
Lynn, John
Parton.
Denver. But part of me kind of bucked that as a kid. Dad, I want to listen to WLS, and then it was Dad, I want to listen to WDI, which was like heavy metal. Then it abruptly overnight went from heavy metal. I was like when I was in 7th grade, maybe 12 years old. It abruptly went from heavy metal to disco. And at the time, I'm like, I was part of that, I hate disco, because of that.
Wait a second here. I thought heavy metal came after disco. You mean like
No, the
hard rock.
Aerosmith and hard rock, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking more hard rock. Hard rock, you
Okay.
know what?
I'll buy that because I'm
Metal,
thinking
you're right. Metal was 80s, like
'cause
Metallica.
that was I was a child of the
Metallica
80s with
yeah.
Guns N' Roses,
Guns
Twisted
N'
Sister.
Roses. Yeah. So I like all that too. I mean, I like Zeppelin and Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses and then like later like Slash formed his own band with,
Oh, right.
Miles Kennedy. He's like one of my favorite performers. In fact, I have a ukulele that's signed by Miles and Alter Bridge, his
Really?
band, that hangs on my wall. That
Nice.
I brought that to their concert. Everyone's bringing electric guitars and I brought my plastic ukulele.
But he probably remembers that one. And
But yeah, the rock, and then I've gone back to enjoying country, folk, Joni Mitchell, Linda Ronstadt. I always like Heart. All the bands that I played in recently have all been female fronted, and we do mostly female material. The last band I was in before this, well, in our band we do the Journey and stuff because
Well,
we can sing it, we can
It's good stuff,
hit the
too.
notes. But yeah, the last band I was in before that, they did a little too male centric for me, like stuff that it's just like that's not going to hit my range.
get some Stevie Nicks in there.
So
and- yeah.
yeah, but yeah, there's not much that I don't like.
Now, you say country, you mean like modern country or like
All
good
of
old
it.
country from
All of it. I mean, from Loretta Lynn to the new artists that are out there. You won't hear me say, oh, that new stuff ain't country, because that's what people are saying, and I don't agree with that. There's Lainey Wilson is one of my favorite.
I've heard of her. She
newer
just won some
artists.
award, didn't she, on the CMAs?
Yeah, I'm sure
think
she did.
I
I didn't
saw
watch
an-
the CMAs because we had rehearsal that night. And I
Of course
forgot.
you did.
I don't record stuff. I don't even know how to record anything. But
I don't keep up with the country.
But Elle King, I like her stuff. Miranda Lambert.
I've heard of her.
Yeah.
The,
So the newer female artists, the guys, I'm just not as. I'll hear something and say but that's not what I gravitate more towards what I might like to sing.
Sure.
you know.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't even know
Yeah.
There was one guy that I heard of. He did Tracy Chapman's Fast Car.
Oh, that was excellent.
That was really good.
a really, really good version of that.
I think he did that
did see
justice. And I think
Yeah.
on the I don't watch the award shows, but he did a duet with her. I think they came out together on stage this year, and they did it together.
Okay.
And it was like, this is really cool. And
Yeah. But yeah, I like Lady Gaga. I like Gwen
sure.
Stefani. I mean, there's just, I don't know. I always say, like, I try to perform stuff that's either written by a female or improved upon by a female. And that's just kind of my thing.
Well, have you checked out Dolly's rock and roll album?
I love Dolly Parton. Yeah.
Dolly Parton, too.
I've always had nothing but respect.
Oh, yeah.
for
She's
her.
just,
Yeah.
forget the music. Just as a person, she's such a wonderful human being. And
Yeah. I used to think that she was maybe one of my aunts because the way my aunt talked about her.
Yeah?
My parents went to see Dolly when she was playing in West Virginia with Porter
But she's
Wagner.
from there, right?
Yeah.
That area?
No, she's from like Tennessee and Kentucky. I think Tennessee.
Okay.
But close enough probably. But she was playing with Porter Wagner at the Jamboree in Wheeling, West Virginia, and my aunt dropped my parents off to see the show.
Nice.
And we were driving back up, and my aunt, the way she was talking about Dolly and playing her songs as they were being live broadcast at the show, I thought, well, I had an Aunt Lolly, and I had aunts with big hair, and I thought, well, maybe she's related,
That's awesome. Well, I love that she's Miley's godmother.
Yeah.
It's just so cool with the whole. And
It is cool. Yeah.
But I'm really not a country person. But I do
That's all right.
appreciate.
But you can go to
good
Nashville, you're going to
musicians
hear a
and-
little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
So, what is your favorite song to perform, and why?
Oh, okay. So my all-time favorite song, and I don't perform it often, and I think that's important sometimes, like to, you can have your signature song, but like you want to keep it special. But I really love playing Joni Mitchell's Coyote. It is in a weird tuning. You tune the top string down to a C. I forget the other ones, but you turn the B string up to a C, and I cringe every time I do that, hoping that it doesn't snap on me. So I love playing in her open tunings. Most of them are open G or open D. But I have usually, like, if I'm going to do a show, I bring 2, or sometimes I bought as many as 3 guitars in different tunings. But that song is just a unique tuning, and just the words, and it's very wordy. I've always been good. Even when I sang in church, they gave me the songs that had a lot of words in them that went
storytelling
fast.
songs.
Yeah. So that's just one of my favorite songs, the way it's constructed.
Nice.
So, and
Nice.
it's a challenge, and because I'm not the best guitar player, but if I can get a few things down that way, I always say the guitar is just there to back me up, vocally. I mean, my fingers, they get, see that, like, they get stuck.
Oh, yeah, I like the
little,
finger. I like
little
the purple, by the
arthritis, but
way. Sorry, I noticed the purple fingernails.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I love purple.
yeah.
So
but yeah, that's, I would say, my all-time favorite
Nice.
song.
I'm not surprised, Joni Mitchell. I've seen you do some other of her things. You do it very
Yeah.
well.
I do. Thank you. But out of all the females that I covered, I've got a library of maybe 25 songs of hers that I do. So
She's a good one. So, what is your dream performance?
I would really love to play in Nashville, play at the Ryman Theater, because we've toured it. And it's just it's like the church of theaters.
So I'm not familiar with
So it's got like Sting. It's where it actually was originally the, I believe the Grand Ole Opry used to be there before they built this big.
I've heard of the Grand Ole
complex.
Opry.
But I believe that's where they used to hold. So it's a very just old timey building, where many people. There's a museum now. It's like a museum. You could tour it. And they've got a lot of.
They still put shows on.
Oh yeah. So they still put shows on, but it's just like I would just love to stand on that. I almost wanted during the tour. Okay, get away from the tour. Go and run up on stage. Just like
your
sing something. Let me
guitar
sing
just
something.
surreptitiously.
Yeah, that and Red Rocks in Colorado. I've hiked. We exercise there when we go to visit our daughter. Gabrielle lives there. Our daughter Aileen used to live there. She lives in Georgia now. But we would just purposely go there to hike the stairs. You just walk up and down the stairs, for exercise.
At the venue at the...
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous there. I tried to get on the stage there, but
they don't let you?
They were getting ready for a show. They kicked me off.
Well, if you'd have gone earlier, would you have been able to sneak up there, you think? Or...
I always have like a ukulele in the cart, so
just in case.
If I ever do see that stage empty and there's no crew, no sound crew there, I'm gonna run up there and
John,
do
go over there
something.
and cause a distraction.
Yes.
I get that, though. About 25 years ago, I was in LA for a barbershop convention, and we did a tour, and we toured the Hollywood Bowl during the day, and a few of us were like, there's no security around, so a few of us went on stage and sang a polka, a song, a simple song or a tag or something, and I could say, I've sung at the Hollywood Bowl. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of got to know you a little bit. Some talked about some performance stuff. Are you ready to take the podcast stage?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So let's do this. I need some water.
All right. Let me start.
All right, I'm not sure when this is going to air, but if it's going to be before the holidays or after. But this is one, and it's not really a Christmas song anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we were talking about Joni Mitchell. It's coming on Christmas. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. So I'm going to do one that I wrote, and it's kind of a little take on Christmas, humorous. It's all meant in fun, and it's called "Let's Skip Christmas." It's just more about just kind of skipping out on some of the commercial stuff aspect of it. So. Don't you just love the day after Halloween? Black and white turn into a sea of red and green, and women in ugly nubby sweaters smelling like mothballs, knocking each other over in Walmart and singing "Deck the Halls." Well, let's skip Christmas, from the cheap tin ham to the star on the top of the tree. Let's gas up the van, head down south, drink rum under a palm tree. I'll grab my uke, and you can grab your guitar. We'll belt out, "Oh, come all ye faithful to the moon and stars." Well, I met a new friend, and I said, "Let's get together on Saturday." Well, she looked at me like I had two heads, said, "Let's wait until after the holiday." And too many times I've heard that old cliche, shouldn't a holiday be an excuse for a time to play? Well, an old friend once scolded me. I admitted I was feeling down. Well, I guess I shouldn't have said I hated Christmas, but was sick, overworked, feeling like I would drown. Well, most worry about what to buy, what to wear, and they gain 10 pounds when they eat. Well, I don't even have one stupid cookie 'cause I have diabetes. Well, let's skip Christmas, from the cheap tin ham, from the star on the top of the tree. Let's gas up the van and head down south, drink rum under a palm tree. I'll grab my uke, and you can grab your guitar. We'll belt out, "Oh, come all ye faithful to the moon and stars." I remember when the day was about Jesus, but he got lost in the crowd. And it's sad, in most places you can't say his name out loud. And children's choirs once rang out "Silent Night." They scream rocking around the ho-ho light. And I can't get to church 'cause I'm working day and night. Well, let's skip Christmas, from the cheap tin ham to the star on the top of the tree. And we'll gas up the van and head down south, drink rum under a palm tree. I'll grab my uke, and you can grab your guitar. We'll belt out, "Oh, come all ye faithful to the moon and stars." And we'll sing "Joy to the world, joy to the world, all the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me." Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had some mighty fine wine. Singing "Joy to the world, all the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me." All right, I haven't played that in about a year. That's nice.
About this time last year?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do an old country one. Now, this is probably from actually, it's not that old. I think is it 1974 or 1978? We got to go here. This is from Crystal Gale. set up. Tell me no secrets. Tell me some lies. Give me no reason. Give me alibis. Tell me you love me and don't let me cry. Say anything, but don't say goodbye. I didn't mean to treat you so bad. Didn't know just what I had, but honey, now I do. And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? Thank you. Thanks, everybody. That's it.
And we're muted.
All right.
Okay, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
I love the selection from Joni Mitchell to you, to Crystal Gale, and that was really nice.
Thanks.
I like that. So
Thank you.
somebody comes and sees you perform, that's the kind of mix of music they'll get?
Yeah, but I always make sure I've got plenty of upbeat stuff
Upbeat?
in there too.
I like that,
So,
and especially the
I mean,
Crystal
a
Gale.
little bit of everything, you know, and I mean, and I alternate it, so I might
Mm-hmm.
mix a slow. But yeah, I mean, I definitely love ballads, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when I listen to the hard rock stuff in the middle, I'm always drawn towards the ballad type
Nice.
songs. So yeah.
Nice. Really quick, before I forget, have you seen
Wow.
our sponsor, our sponsoree, I never remember what we, what's the term I should use, Ken?
Mascot. Let's go.
Mascot.
Oh, mascot, very cute.
This is Grace's Gnomes. Grace makes these. If you've been to Black Dog Vinyl Cafe, look at the merch table. You'll see them there.
Yes, okay.
She does a wonderful job. She's 20,
that is cute.
early 20s, 21-ish. She makes
wow.
these gnomes and sells them. And Ken picked one up for us to
Good to know. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
make sure to put him
Oh, I appreciate people that
prominently.
are artsy and creative like that. That's,
Yeah, these are so cute.
that is
And
cool.
Ken does some stuff with them as well. And he said, like, last week he had a little gnome mosh pit of, like, well, I don't know how many gnomes. He sent me a picture.
Like people dressed as gnomes, or
well, no, a
or
bunch
those?
of these.
Oh, a bunch
he
of
was
those.
shooting some photos for Grace. And
I'm picturing people dressed as. In the 80s, it seemed like that was I remember somebody, they would go to gnome parties and they would dress like gnomes.
Really?
Somebody I worked with, she belonged to some club and
She?
they did that. It was a
would
girl.
she wear the beard and
well,
everything?
well, I don't know. Don't they have female gnomes too? Aren't there
I
female?
don't know.
I think there's male and female gnomes.
I've only seen,
I
these
don't know
kind of
if
gnomes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or, the...
Yeah.
I wanna
Cool.
block the sign.
Very cool.
Yeah. I don't know if they're female gnomes. Well, you think there'd have to be for there to be more gnomes, but it's just science, right?
Reproduce gnomes, Yeah.
I wonder if Grace makes female lady gnomes.
Pink ones.
I don't know. I have
Well,
no
maybe
idea.
like it's not even a beard; it's just the hair, just kind of like if I would go like that,
This is gonna bug me later. I'm gonna have to like Google this later.
I know. I'm gonna be looking it up too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was great.
Thank you.
And we're gonna perform again in a little bit. But before you do that, we want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
What's dig deep under the maybe not too deep, but we'll dig a little deep and find out more about you as a person, not just a performer.
Okay.
So Deb, what is the best compliment you have ever received?
That I've ever received. So just recently, like Friday night, it was cool. I sang at a little in-house studio, and a woman, another performer, came up to me and she says, I love your songs because they're just honest. Just the things that you sing, the subjects you sing about. And I thought, well, that was really cool. But
Nice.
it was a nice environment where it was easy. Everyone was listening, and so it's like, okay, I didn't bring out the worst of the worst. I can tailor my stuff for different audiences, but that really touched me.
That's
Yeah,
and I can see that because, again, we've seen you perform other places, and you always have a kind of a genuineness about you. It really also depends because sometimes you sing like the rock and roll stuff, and that's just great. But sometimes these very personal, intimate songs, and it's very genuine. Whether you're singing about, I can't remember where it was. You were singing about a very specific thing that happened to these ladies. It was a kind of a bad thing that happened to them.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. That may have been at one of those vulnerable showcases
Yeah, it
or
was,
something. I do,
but
those.
it was, it was touching.
Yeah.
And so, wow, that's great. So, what advice would you give yourself when you were first starting to perform? If you can go back and.
Oh, I think just to not wait so long, to just do it. I shouldn't have put that guitar away for 20 something years, just keep it up,
Keep going.
I should, that's what I wish why did I wait so long?
Yeah.
And to just throw away the self-doubt, the self-doubt and then the criticism, to take it from the source. You get everything from helpful advice to just inappropriate things said sometimes, like hurtful things, just
people
and it's like you got to consider the source.
Sometimes people say things that aren't as nice. It's more about them than about you.
Oh yeah.
So
Definitely. I've learned to filter and move on, and you just, that's, some people are, you just look at that, that's the person that's saying that. Okay,
Everyone's a
consider
critic,
the source.
so,
Right.
I hear that. We've been mostly fortunate with Holden, but I know
Oh,
what you mean.
I mean, for the most part, there's more supportive and people who want to help other people. That's definitely
we
the
found this to
main-
be a nice community of people,
Yeah.
and you're one of them. You're one of the
thank you.
people out
Thank
there
you.
that's supportive and genuine and encouraging, and so So I don't know if you have any free time, but if you do, how do you spend your free time?
I like to ride bikes. We John and I are both
Bicycles or, like-
bicycles. Yeah,
Okay, the
bicycles.
Harley?
No, you won't see me on a Harley. I was a nurse, and
But you're also a heavy metal
But
enthusiast.
I know. But yeah, we rode a tandem forever, and then.
Nice.
But I like being on. I have an electric bike now that I can keep up with John, because John likes to go fast. So when we my ideal weekend, like a fun week, just go away camping somewhere and ride bikes, and
Interesting.
so we did that a couple times this summer. That's yeah.
Nice. Time for a stupid dad joke. What kind of bike was it?
Oh, the e-bike, the
Yeah, okay,
electric.
it's electric.
It's actually a Yamaha, but it's electric.
Do.
Yeah. It's electric.
Sorry, Holden rolls his eyes at me. But anytime I get somebody like, "Oh, it's electric,"
Right.
and they're like, just roll their eyes, and
Yeah, if you can't say it without singing it, then
Yep, yep. That's awesome. So on the tandem bike, did you find, is it an equal distribution of labor on the riding, or is it like one
yeah,
of you was?
it is. I mean, ours worked together. There's some where they have separate chain. What I forget what they call it, drive chain, whatever. But ours worked together, so it was pretty much. Now the one time that John wouldn't stop for ice cream, when we were in Iowa, we did several of the. It's called Ragbri. It's
I know Ragbri. I've never done it,
across
but
Iowa.
Yeah.
I've done 4 of them. John has done probably 15.
Really?
And he's
Holy
taken
cow.
all the kids. He's taken, on his own bike, on the tandem with the kids. Me, I would only do that on the tandem because I don't like crowds. So I trusted him
To
drive
navigate
us
in
through.
the.
So, but yeah, there was one time where it was like the last day and our friends were pulling over for ice cream and he just wanted to keep going. And so I just stopped pedaling.
You have a brake
He
option
got
from the back?
I don't have a brake option, but if I'm not pushing, he
Get
knows.
your feet dragging
He
the
knows.
ground. It's like, what?
But that bike was a beast, and it was very hard. It's very cumbersome to. So, we may even be selling it. I mean, there's just not much point in it, and
Okay.
I'm not going to do it's not the Ragbri, it's Ragbri. You're not supposed to put it the other. I'm not going to do that on my own because of
Yeah.
the crowds. But it's fun. If you've never done it, I say everyone should do it.
I'm never going to do
it's-
that. But I've had friends. I think my aunt and
Yeah.
uncle did it one time. I've got a friend of mine that did it, and it sounds cool. But I'm more of the hero support, where I can like drive the
Yeah.
van and
Oh, yeah.
go from
Yeah.
camp to camp and make sure they're safe. But
yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
to ride across Iowa.
No, we did the whole thing with the camping in the tents, and you set up a tent every town you end up in. I can't even get down on the ground right now to get
My idea
knees.
of roughing it is like a cheap motel. So like
Yeah.
hotel, Holiday Inn is my idea. of roughing
There's
it.
other ways of doing it. So yeah, when we camp, we have it's like a hotel on wheels. It's small, but it's full bed, bathroom, kitchen, whole thing.
Nice.
That's camping, and not the tents and the dirt and
I know.
stuff
Well, I keep
anymore.
wanting to run a Winnebago, but Corinne said no. She's like, if we're gonna go camping, we're going camping. I'm like, well, no,
no.
this is
Yeah, I think it's a good compromise because you get into those places, you get into nature, and but you're off the ground.
I grew up in the country, and I'm fine being where I am now. I've had my fill of nature. Nothing wrong with nature,
I
but
understand.
I don't need to be out in it if I don't need to be out in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that said, actually, really quick on the electric bike, I've always
Yes.
wondered about these. So, do you pedal on an electric?
You have to pedal. There's no throttle on it. I believe
Okay.
there are some with a throttle where you can just like a little motorcycle kind of thing. Mine, it's just like an assist. So if I'm not doing any of the work, it's not doing any of the work. But
Okay.
it's kind of like having. There's 3 levels, and it's kind of like having a wind behind you, So, and it only assists up to 20 miles an hour. At least mine does. So, once if we're riding at a clip at 20 miles an hour, it's not helping me anymore. That's me. It's not
Okay.
going to go above and beyond that, unless
I always
I do.
kind of wondered about those. I saw those, like I would go bike riding on an electric bike, but I don't know enough about them.
I love the one that I have. It makes me more willing to just get out and do it.
It's a little bit easier to.
Yeah, and like I said, if I just wanted to go 10 miles an hour, by myself, that would be one thing. But when John and I take a trip on a trail, we want to ride together. So
I'm mostly fine flat. I'm definitely fine going downhill.
well, it's
but it's the
great
uphill
going
that
uphill.
I'm like, ugh.
It gives you that boot, and sometimes that's when I turn it up. I notch it up a little bit to.
Are you
get me
really
up there.
working, or does it actually give you a pretty good?
I still make sure that I'm working to get the exercise component in, but no, it makes like, hey, let's go on a 50-mile ride a lot more
50
tolerable.
mile in one day?
Well, and on Ragbri, sometimes it was up to 80. It was
Well, that's
average
Ragbri.
50 to
That's like
80.
crazy
I know.
people
But
out
even
there
when we
riding
go,
bikes.
it's like you like to make it worthwhile. It's nice to do a destination, but no, I would say our average rides this summer were like probably 30-mile
Wow.
type rides. Yeah.
See, I would need like a bench seat for that, and then the
man.
electric, and the.
Yeah. It's
And in
building it up.
Iowa, people think it's flat. It's not really that flat,
It's
is it?
not. It's
a lot
roller
of-
coaster hills.
Yeah, I lived out in Iowa City for a number. I went to University of Iowa, lived out
Yeah.
there a number of years, and it's not
Yeah.
flat. Lots of
No.
corn. That part's true,
Well, that's
but
yeah. I won't go downhill with the cornfields.
yeah,
So
yeah. But okay, that's cool. I've never seriously looked at an electric bike, but every now and then they catch my eye. And but I don't think Krim would ever go for it. She's a purist. I don't think she'd go for a tandem bike either because she would never agree with me on.
You
I want
have
to go this way.
to-
No, you go this way. And,
Yeah, no, you have to really just be able to just be quiet on the back and just do.
Oh,
what,
see, that
you
would
know.
never work for us.
And,
And I'd be
yeah,
going
I know a
past the
lot of
ice cream
couples-
shop, and she'd be like, "Stop!" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Well, you just stop pedaling. Yeah, that's what I.
I love that you just stop pedaling. He's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I'd like to go back to Hawaii.
Oh,
We went there for our honeymoon, and
Nice.
I loved it there. We spent a week in Oahu. We
Oh,
spent
nice.
maybe 4 days in Maui. No, 4 days in Kauai and 3 days in Maui.
okay.
So we did a bicycle tour from one of the volcanoes, like down,
That's very hilly, too.
Well, it was pretty much straight down, so it was, like going down around the mountain. So we did that. Did a lot of hiking, some really cool hikes, and then just the being in the water, the waves, and the getting slammed on the wave. Like
Yeah.
I was in one of those, what do they call those tides that
The eddies or the
where you just get sucked in and
The
you get pulled
whirlpool
out
and
and you
the-
get slammed on the shore and you get pulled and over again and trying to get. And then I realized I really learned the respect for water then, because there's a couple times or I thought I'm not going to be able to get out of this, and they say if that happens you just swim away from it, and sometimes
Yeah.
people have to come and catch you. But I finally did break free from it. But no, I just I don't know, I just love it there. It's just beautiful,
that.
and the weather, and yeah, that's one place I want to get back to. So hopefully
That's
in the next
awesome.
couple of years.
we so Waikiki, was that part of? You said you're on Oahu.
Yeah,
so you
Waikiki.
did
Our
Waikiki
first week was in the Waikiki area.
Okay, the touristy.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, touristy, but just fun.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
Well, I went once to Hawaii back in 2001, summer of 2001. A friend of mine, this is before I knew Corinne, a friend of mine got married, and
Yeah.
his wife was from Hawaii. And so we went there, stayed at Waikiki, and did that stuff. But then she knew the island, so she was taking us as a group to, like, out of the way beaches with pure white sand and no tourists, and just,
Yeah.
we're going to do a thing here. And
Yeah, we did on Maui, we did the road to Hana, drove that with all the waterfalls on the side and then the black sand beach.
Nice.
And we don't have pictures from that because something happened with our camera. When we got home, we realized that film got destroyed. So,
Yeah.
so we have no pictures from that.
well, now you got to go back
area.
and make pictures.
And I always said I wanted to go back while we're still young enough where we're not like wearing matching muumuus. So like the big giant dresses and
Look at the matching
I
Hawaiian
want to still be
shirts.
able to do like fun athletic type stuff, there. So
Nice.
So yeah.
I love just like rent a couple of scooters. The scooter rentals are big there.
Oh yeah, we did
Just
that.
zip on the.
Yeah, we did do that.
I have my eye on a scooter next year, maybe. But Corinne, she's like, you don't need a scooter. But like a little,
Yeah.
I'm not a motorcycle guy. I'm not a Harley guy. But nice little 200,
Yeah.
300cc scooter to zip around in.
Yeah, we did that in Waikiki. We did. That was fun.
Yeah, I bet. Someday we'll go. She really wants to go. She had an uncle lived out there for
Yeah.
years, and she's like, I always want to go. And
Yeah, I just always wanted to go, but in the last couple of years, something is always some obstacle. So
Yeah.
hopefully in the next, it was supposed to be this year, but we have a family reunion in Amsterdam now.
Oh.
That's or the Netherlands, and I've been there twice, but yeah, Hawaii I've only been to once. So before
Nice.
I die, I want to
you'll
get
get
back
there. Go to the Google Calendar for the band and start blocking out
Yeah,
dates. And
yeah.
nice. Okay, so one of our favorite questions, because we never know what we're going to get, is what is the most useless talent that you have?
Oh, well, so speaking of Hawaii, I was the maybe 1975 Hazel Crest hula hoop champion.
Hula
for
hoop
my
champion,
age. Yes,
really?
Yes. I could hula hoop for like hours.
Seriously?
nonstop. And I still can't, as long as it's a nice weighted one. And I do have several. I have a couple
I know
of them
this
in my
toy
basement.
garbage. We got the
And,
real
yeah,
professional
it's got to
hula
have.
hoops.
if it's the whammo, you know, it's got to have that shoop shoop sound, you know, which some of them don't anymore. There's like nothing
No
in them.
beads or
But I
anything,
have a
or the-
couple of them that are and I have one that's actually a really heavy weighted bar. It was meant for exercise, but I could just hula hoop like nonstop. You know,
Hours,
and,
seriously,
And I used to
for-
be able to do all the tricks and stuff, but yeah, I remember having to get out of like a Girl Scout camp so I could go and win this hula hoop contest. You know?
Nice. That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, could you do the hula hoop and play your ukulele? And
I've tried. I've done that. I have.
No video of that, probably. But
No, but I have. Yeah, I have.
see, work on it. Get that. And that could, that could be the video that goes viral. You get it on YouTube and get your
Yep,
solo stuff,
there you
and
go.
be like, "Look, I'm." Well, that is awesome. I cannot hula hoop. And I've tried.
Not everybody
and
can. I can only hula hoop in like one direction. If I try to reverse it, it's harder. But I can if I go from left to right. But if I try to go from right, and I don't know if it
So
has
you're
to
not
be being
ambidextrous
left-handed.
hula hooper.
Yeah, and I always thought that was strange. But,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I can only do a few. If I like spin it hard enough, then I
Mm-hmm.
can maybe do it for like a couple spins and then it falls.
Okay.
Not my thing. Interesting. Okay. So, if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would you do with it?
All right. Well, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm gonna give it all away, but so I'm not gonna, because we're looking at retirement soon.
Okay.
And well, so you can't even really retire on $1 million. I
know, right?
I mean, I'm a hospice nurse, and people live to be 105. That's what I'm seeing lately. It's like, wow. So want to retire at 60 and got a long way to go, possibly.
Well, suppose you're active.
Maybe
and
not. Well,
You ride
I don't know.
Iowa. You.
But so it would be nice to supplement the nest egg there. But there's definitely some either home repairs or a new house. I'd like to get a house that's all on one level
Well,
for the
like a
most
ranch.
part, a ranch, and then, but I want a porch, I want it like a front, something covered so that I could like
Sit
play
out there.
outside in the rain
Yeah.
if I want to, and be completely covered. So that,
Wraparound porch.
wraparound porch, yeah. And location, I don't know. There's a lot of advantages to living
Where it's
where
warm.
we live. Well, where we live. I mean, because we don't have centipedes. Those big bugs, scorpions. We have centipedes. We don't have scorpions here,
That's true.
and we don't have. I have a friend that lives in Australia, and they got those huntsman spiders that are the
Well,
size
half
of
the
your
things in Australia can kill
hand.
you. So.
But those bugs, they let them live. People let them live in their house because they kill other bugs. But we don't have that, and we don't have.
Our snakes don't have attitudes.
We don't
They
have hurricanes.
We don't have hurricanes. We have tornadoes.
But yeah. But I wouldn't mind being somewhere a little more temperate. Like we have a daughter in Georgia, so maybe somewhere in Tennessee.
Nashville.
Not even Nashville, because not for the music scene.
Well,
I
not
wouldn't
like
want to live
into-
there.
like a suburb,
but
like an outer suburb of Nashville or
closer,
Memphis, yeah.
like just that area. Oh, there's some nice areas, there. But yeah, that would be it. Just like little like I said, to supplement that
Sure.
nest egg, and the things that I'm thinking as we retire, we're gonna have to sacrifice on, just to make it so. Be nice health care. I can buy my insurance instead of working. I would retire like now. If I got $1 million tomorrow, boom, done.
I would love to retire. I don't think I
Done.
could yet, but
Yeah,
maybe Corinne could.
It's not easy.
She could retire now if we got $1 million, but oh my gosh. Well, we can dream. And it's always
yeah.
funny because we don't play lotto. I'm not really a gambler.
I don't either.
Anytime Powerball gets over a billion, we'll play a few bucks just for fun. And then
Yeah.
Holden and I will be like, what would you do with the money? What do I do with it? And Corinne's like, you're not going to win, so it doesn't matter. I'm like, it's a game we're playing. It's like, I'd rather have the $20 you spend and blah, blah. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't
Lady.
even gamble when I go to Vegas.
I don't either.
I just don't. I like going there and we see some shows and hang out at the pool or whatever or walk around. But
I'm not.
I just have no. I don't know. I just have no interest in sitting in front of machines or a table and losing money.
Yeah, that's what they're, and
Yeah.
quickly too sometimes. And
Yeah.
I don't really go to Vegas unless it's for a conference.
Yeah.
And like last year, I got to go for an Adobe conference, and Corinne and Holden came along.
Yeah.
And so I'm at the conference. They're doing Vegas. They're seeing, they went to In-N-Out Burger, which
Oh, I love In-N-Out
had to go
Burger.
to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Corinne took them to the Eiffel Tower, is that it? And the all the cool touristy, kitschy places they went to.
Yeah.
They went to the M&M store, and we got Holden branded M&Ms.
Okay.
And then
cool.
we bought some home, and then he did a gig. His first official paid gig
Mm-hmm.
was in September at Garage Band Brewing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I love that place.
we took some of the M&Ms and out there, and Holden's doing this thing. He's a little cheeky, and he's like, "So there's some M&Ms, and if you like me, blah blah blah. And if you don't like me, you can just bite me because they're right there on the table." I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're
That's
10.
funny.
Don't say stuff like that."
Yeah.
Precocious, but anyway. So I definitely hear you there. So the final question before the final performance
Okay.
is, what is something you would like to tell your fans? Look right there at Ken.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a fan. Look right there
So
at Ken.
fans, I appreciate all of you, anyone who's ever come to a show that I've been in, and appreciate those that go to multiple my friends show. We're a family. We all support each other, and so that is much appreciated. And I think the one thing to consider is to leave age out of the equation. I mean, and that goes both ways with somebody young like Holden.
Yeah.
Don't say, well, yeah, you're good for your age. Just
Yeah,
leave that out of the equation. And then the same thing with us older people. I've actually known venues that, if you're over 40, you're not going to play there.
Really?
I mean, I'm not going to call anyone out, but
No,
but
we're a good
but
family
there's
show, good
definitely,
times,
yeah,
positive.
There's, I mean, it's just that I think everyone's got something to share and something they can learn. I learn from the younger people. I hope they learn something from me.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, we are all like in this together, and it's not a competition.
Absolutely right.
And I'm just so grateful for all the friends that love live music. It's really been life-changing, especially from what I do all day. It could be very depressing,
Yeah.
So to set that aside and then get out and enjoy hearing music, hearing people's stories, hearing people's songs, meeting people like you guys. It's a blessing. It really is.
You never know
Yeah.
what could happen, and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met you, and then we met Liam, and you did some
Yeah,
fun stuff
yeah.
together, and you're here doing this, and we love it. So you know what else I would love? To have you perform again.
All right.
So-
All right. I think I can do that.
Let's do it.
I like sad songs, though. That's a problem. And I'm not doing my saddest ones though tonight. I'm gonna close out with two originals. And the other night I played some sad songs. Somebody did say they were crying, and I didn't even go like the saddest, But
So you're only doing two this final set?
Huh?
You can do three if you want, whatever you want.
Okay, all right. I gotta figure out what that third will be. Let me see.
If you're taking requests, I'm sure we can request something.
Do you have a request?
Big Yellow Taxi.
I would have to tune down, but
Okay.
that's okay. I can.
If
I
you
can do
want,
it quickly. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that last because I have to go to open D tuning, which is no big deal. It's only like 2 chords off.
Okay.
two.
I've heard you do that before. I love it when you do
Great.
that song.
Okay.
It's like,
All right. I will do. So this song I wrote, I was playing not too far from here, Mad Hatchet. I was playing outside on the patio one night. It was a beautiful moonlit night, and a little girl came up, and she drew a picture of me and my partner on her phone, and it was all colorful and pretty, and I took a picture of it, and I told her I would write a song about her. I said, "What's your name?" "Angeline." I said, "I'll write a song about Angeline." So... brighter than those I've seen. Thank
how carefree, spirited youth can be. Angeline, you see me as I am. You've captured my true spirit with your tiny artist hands. Angeline, your colors like no one else can. You paint the indigo sky, the Kelly green grass, canary yellow for my hair. Take a screenshot of this lovely day. Send it to your future self years away. When life seems unbearable and others try to darken your inner light, remember the innocence of this moonlit night. Angeline, I wish you all the joy that this life can bring. Angeline, I wish I could protect you from any sadness, any painful sting. But life throws it all at you. There's not too much you can do but live in the moments of joy and dance to the music. Let the memories soften your heart. Take a screenshot of this lovely day and send it to your future self years away. When life seems unbearable and others try to darken your inner light, remember the innocence of this moonlit night. Remember the innocence of this moonlit night. Thank you. All right. So we were talking about our old house. So it needs a little work. And sometimes I just want to say, let's just move somewhere. But I don't know where to go because I really like the Chicago area. You know, and John's like, well, you're not going to give up the band. You're not going to give up your, no, not now. But someday you can always make new connections, other place. So you never know. So. Through the barren trees, the wind has shaken off the leaves. All that's left are empty nests. The birds have flown their course so free. Even the vultures decided to leave. What was so vibrant seems so stark. Wildflowers are sleeping in the park. I look towards our house across the street. Once was alive with children's happy feet. Cherished memories, echoes of our newborn baby cry. Tears we cried when our old dog died. Laughter from holidays and parties. This old house might be falling apart. Foundation crumbling, tree roots pulling it back into the earth. It served us as a place to nest, but home will be wherever we land next. How about a cottage by the sea? Love the sound of the ocean breeze, or a cabin in the woods close to the mountains would be nice. Stained glass window to catch the light, wrap around front porch to play our music in the night. We'll sit and watch the falling snow, relieved we have nowhere to go. Monday will be just a day. This old house might be falling apart. is shaken off the leaves. All that's left are empty nests. The birds have flown their course so free. Even the vultures decided to leave. What was so vibrant seems so stark. Wildflowers are sleeping in the park. Look back to our house across the street. Once was alive with children's happy feet. Distant memories, echoes of our newborn baby cries, tears we shed when our old dog dies, laughter from parties and holidays. This old house might be falling apart, foundation crumbling, tree roots pulling it back into the earth. It served us as a place to nest, but home will be wherever we land next. Thank you. Let me try to do this quick and painless.
You can also edit the tuning if you want.
Oh, okay. It's up to you.
He's a pro. He knows all the cool tricks.
If I was better, I would know some jokes to tell during a tune at the same time. And okay.
Are you tuning it down as opposed to it? Would you be able to use the capo to do it?
No, because it's like every other string is tuned totally different.
Really?
So yeah, and then in fact I still use a capo. That's why they say Joni Mitchell had like 80 different tunings, because they counted like the open and then she put capos on certain ones.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna make sure I got this tuning right. I don't. Let's see. Have a.
No, you're fine. So we can cut out the chunk.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot to tune down a string. And that would give it a real funky sound if I didn't. So yeah, so like the E string is tuned to a D for open, and then the other two strings are the same as they always are. So it's essentially it's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. So yeah, it's All right.
Okay. As long as you give us something he can like cut to, and then we can cut back into it.
I am going to put this. Can't remember what. Okay. All right. I am ready. They played Paradise, put up a parking lot, pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They played Paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, they took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. Charged all the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They played Paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, hey, farmer, farmer, put away that DDT now. Leave me spots on the apple, leave me the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They played Paradise, the screen door slam. Big yellow taxi took away my whole band. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, ba-ba. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said they paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Wait till Ken gives us the thumbs up.
Go ahead.
I think that was a thumbs up.
Yep.
Okay. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Really enjoy. Thank you for doing Big Yellow Taxi as well.
Thank
Love
you.
that song. I love
Thanks.
the way when you do it too. It's just a great song and you do it well and
Thanks.
it's
thanks.
fun. I had fun tonight.
Yeah, I did too.
That's-
I did too. I really appreciate you having me out.
Yeah, no, this is great, and I learned a little bit about you. I mean, we kind of knew you, but now we know you better, and so do they. And so, come see her. Come check out her Facebook. We'll put the link on there, and if you can't make it to her solo show, come make it to Bottoms Up.
Definitely.
And it's a lot of fun. It'll be a good time. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch one of those before you know it. All right, take care, and thank you.
Thank you.